The first thing we're going to do is actually take this bolster, and I'd like everybody to place it at the top of your mat and then find an easy seat. So we're just going to sit. You can cross your legs, you can stack your logs if you prefer, just finding a position that's comfortable for you so that we can begin our breathing, begin setting our focus and our intention. Anybody who joins us during this time, feel free to just join us by taking a seat on a bolster. Here we'll go ahead and close our eyes. And I want you to take this minute to focus on how your weekend went, how your week may be going. If you are under sequester, go ahead and take a deep inhale for yourself. And exhale any stress or anxiety that you may be feeling around this time. I know a lot of us are looking at a little bit of uncertainty, and one of the best ways to help get through challenging times is just to focus on the here and now. So with your eyes closed, breathing in and out through the nose, we'll take a really big inhale here. And exhale. I'd like you to inhale and take your hands up to the ceiling. We're just going to bring in some warmth, and as you exhale, bring them through heart center, down to the chest. Inhaling up, and exhaling down. One more time, inhaling up, really reaching tall, and then exhaling down. Taking a deep breath here, filling the lungs as you inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Now we'll move from here. Go ahead and remove your bolster, move it to the side. We will move into a tabletop position. So if you can just stack your knees underneath your hips directly and your wrists underneath your shoulders. We'll turn the eyes of the elbow forward and take a deep inhale, dropping the belly and taking the gaze toward the ceiling for cow. As you exhale, arch through the back, bringing the chin to the chest for cat. Inhaling cow. And exhaling cat. Moving here with your own breath. Inhaling, allowing that belly to drop. And exhaling, arching through the back. Chin to chest for cat. Inhale. And big exhale. On the next inhale, we'll reach our right leg back and take our left arm forward, foot is flexed. And exhale, returning it down to the mat. Inhale, switching sides, left leg, right arm. And exhale, back down to the mat. Again, moving with your breath, inhaling up and exhaling down. Inhaling up and exhaling down. One more time on each side, inhaling up, exhaling down. And last one, inhale up and exhale down. On the next one, we'll inhale up, and as we exhale, bring the knee to the elbow beneath the body. Inhale up and exhale down. Opposite side, inhaling up, exhaling in, inhaling out, and exhaling down. One more time on each side, inhale up, exhale in, inhale out, and exhale down. Last one, inhale up, exhale in, inhale out, and exhale down. Bringing the big toes together, spreading the knees wide, we'll sit back into an extended child's pose. Taking our fingertips as far forward on the mat as is comfortable and allowing our forehead to drop to the floor. This is a posture of rest and relaxation. Take a few deep breaths here. And as you exhale, sink a little bit further into the mat. Beautiful. Curling the toes underneath, we'll take our hips to the sky for our first downward facing dog. Go ahead and pedal out the tension in your calves by softening one knee and straightening the other. Shaking the hips side to side. Really warming up the posterior chain. Softening the knees, we'll take our gaze between our hands and hop, step, or walk forward onto the mat, forward fold. Finding the forward fold that works for you, supporting yourself by placing your hands on the mat, on your feet, on your shins, or on your thighs, wherever you are most comfortable today. Go ahead and establish your forward fold. Nod your head yes. Shake your head no. We'll roll up one vertebrae at a time, nice and slow, to a standing mountain pose, and then take our hands to the ceiling. Exhale, sitting back into chair. Inhale, reaching for the sky. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale up to a flat back, wherever that may be. Exhale down. Planting the hands, hop, step, or walk back to a high plank or a kneeling plank. And exhale as you lower to the floor. Inhale, up dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Creating an inverse V with our body. You may not be able to see it in this, but your hips are toward the sky. And we're focusing on taking our chest toward our thighs and our heels toward the floor. The lats are engaged, they're pulled back here. Taking a few deep breaths in a downward dog. If you find that you are particularly tight, you can again establish movement, shaking the hips or driving the heels to the floor, bending the knees, pushing up on the toes, and then relaxing. As you inhale, we'll roll up through that high arch into a high plank position. And then from here, we'll shift our weight to our left hand and peel the right hand toward the sky. If you'd like a modification, you can drop the left knee to the floor or keep both heels off the ground. For an added challenge, you can raise the right foot off the floor and create a star. Returning to side plank, we'll take the right hand back down to the floor. And as we push back to downward dog, take the right heel to the sky for three-legged down dog. Bending at the knee, we'll open the hips to the right side, taking our gaze beneath the right arm. And then sweeping the right knee into the chest. We'll plant the right foot between the hands for a runner's lunge. Dropping the back heel down to a 45-degree angle, we'll raise our chest and take our first warrior one. I'll switch sides for you, just so you can better see. Warrior one. Opening our hips to the side, we'll move into warrior two. Gaze is still forward over the palm, shoulders are relaxed and down. Flipping that front palm, we'll follow it to the ceiling for reverse warrior. Stretching the side body. And then bring the elbow to meet the knee or the palm to meet the floor for side angle pose. From here, you have the option to take a twisting side angle by bringing the left palm to the floor and the right palm toward the sky. Bringing the right palm down to the floor, returning to a runner's lunge. We'll release the back heel, planting our hands, and step back with the right foot, three-legged down dog. You can take the right foot to the floor or do an optional single leg, high plank, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And then exhale to three-legged or downward dog. Softening the knees, hop, step, or walk to the front of your mat, forward fold. Again, rolling up one vertebrae at a time. Reaching for the ceiling with the hands. Exhale, sitting back in a chair. Inhaling, reaching for the stars. And then exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhaling up to a flat back, wherever that may be. And then exhale, softening the knees, taking the hands to the mat, hop, step, or walk back to a high plank. Exhale, chaturanga to the floor. Inhale, upward facing dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Again, driving both heels toward the floor and our chest toward our thighs, creating an inverse V with our bodies. Rolling up through the spine into that high plank, shifting the weight to the right palm and taking the left hand to the sky. Feel free to take the modification that you took on the opposite side, whatever that may be. Returning the left palm to the floor. We'll inhale the left foot to the sky for three-legged down dog. Bending at the knee, opening the hips to the side wall, gaze underneath the left arm. Before bringing the knee into the chest and planting the foot in a high runner's lunge. I'll again switch sides. From the runner's lunge, drop the back heel down to a 45-degree angle and rise up to warrior one. Opening the hips to the side wall, warrior two. Flipping the front palm, we'll follow it to the sky for reverse warrior. Before taking either the elbow to the knee or the hand to the floor for side angle pose. Again, the option to take a twisted side angle by taking the right hand to the floor and the left hand to the sky. Turning the left hand to the floor, both hands framing off the front foot. We'll take the left foot to the sky for a three-legged down dog. And then again, optional to take the foot to the floor or leave it off the mat for a single leg chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale, downward dog. Left foot returns to the floor if it's not already there. Downward dog, softening the knees, taking our gaze between the palms, hop, step, or walk to the front of the mat. Forward fold. Nodding the head yes. Shaking the head no. Inhale, reverse swan dive up. Reaching for the sky. Exhale, sitting back into chair. Inhaling up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Bending at the knees if you need to take the hands to the mat. We'll walk the feet out wide and drop the hips through for a low yogi squat. Taking a couple of breaths here in this low yogi squat. I'm going to shift so you can see. You have the option for a chest expansion. So taking the right arm around and reaching back with the left. And then switching sides if you've taken the option. Beautiful. Returning to your low yogi squat, we'll take our hands to the floor, hips to the sky, forward fold. Locking the feet in so that they are just below the hips. We're going to lower back down into a low yogi squat. Rolling up onto our heels. We'll then take our knees to the floor and bring our big toes to meet each other behind us. Simply sitting on our heels, I'd like you to inhale your hands to the sky. Gentle back bend here. And then exhale, bringing them back down to the side. Picking the Reclining Hero that's appropriate for you today. We have a couple of options. So for Reclining Hero, we can sit on our knees. We can take the hands to the floor, expanding our chest upward. That's comfortable for you. And you'd like to sit back to the elbow. Or if you'd like to go all the way to the floor, choose the position that's most comfortable for you and for your quads today. Taking a few deep breaths. This is one of those postures that reminds us that one of the purposes of yoga is to become comfortable with discomfort. So focusing on your breathing, focusing on the cool of the air as it enters your nostrils, and as you exhale, sinking deeper into the posture. As we return out of it, we will come out the same way we got in. So if you'd like to push onto your palms, or elbows and then palms, we'll return to a seated position. If you have your bolster, please place it out in front of you, and we'll move into an extended child's pose. But we want to allow our head to fall through our arms. So you may need to make the bolster higher. Again, if you're using one dog, maybe stack two dogs on top of each other. See if you can get that appropriate height. And then we'll push through, allowing for that stretch in the thoracic spine. This is also a good option if you are sitting at a desk, or if you're finding that you're sitting in odd positions during the home sequester. It can be good to really stretch out the upper back and make this space. As we come back to a seated position, curl the toes underneath, and we'll return to a low yogi squat before sitting all the way back onto the floor. Again, taking your bolster or your pillow, we're going to place it between our shoulder blades and recline back, allowing the chest to open and expand toward the ceiling. Head can roll back. Again, taking several breaths here. And just allowing the chest to open up. Using the core, we'll drive our hands toward the ceiling, rolling up into a staff pose before moving into a forward fold, leading first with our chest, and then lastly allowing the head to fall flat. Turning the head toward the ceiling. We'll move the bolster out from behind us, placing it where we can reach it. As we bring our feet off of the floor for bow, and then lower down to the mat, bringing the knees into the chest, and rocking gently from side to side. Massaging the low back. We'll then take our heels to the floor, walking them as close into our glutes as we can before curling the shoulder blades underneath. And inhaling, driving the hips toward the sky for bridge pose. For an added chest expansion, you can interlace your fingers below your low back and pull against the chest. Pressing through the heels, take the hips a little bit higher. If you have your bolster and would like to use it for a supported bridge, we want to slide it beneath us, placing it just below the sacrum. So that's kind of the fullest part of our high knees. And then we're going to walk our feet out, just allowing for a gentle back bend here. Taking the feet to the sky to a supported waterfall. Flexing the feet, straightening the legs. Maybe drawing a figure 8 if it's comfortable for you. This is a great position for stress relief. It can reduce high blood pressure. You can place your feet up a wall and just enjoy your time here. Taking the feet back down to the floor, planting through the heels. We'll lift our hips off of the bolster and pull it off to the side. Rolling down one vertebrae at a time before bringing our knees back into our chest. We'll rock gently from side to side. Taking the right foot down to the floor, we'll cross our left knee over the way a gentleman would and press gently against the left knee with the left palm. If you'd like to deepen this figure 4 stretch, you can thread the needle and grip for the back of the right thigh or the right shin, whatever is most comfortable for you. Releasing the right foot down to the mat. We'll take our hips over to the right side so that we plant the left foot flat on the floor and extend the arms out into a T, gaze over the left shoulder. Switching sides, we'll allow the traction of the left foot against the right knee to stretch the outer right hip as the knees fall toward the left side of the mat. Gaze this time is over the right shoulder. And releasing, bringing both heels back to the floor. We'll repeat on the opposite side, crossing right leg over the left and pressing gently against the right knee with the right palm. Again, to increase the figure 4 stretch, you can reach through and grip the back of the left thigh or the left shin as your flexibility allows. Just taking several breaths here. And releasing. Our grip on the left leg will take the left heel back down to the floor. And then allow the legs to fall toward the left side of the mat, taking the right foot to the ground and extending the arms back out into a T. Gazes again over the right shoulder. We're switching sides. Again, allowing the traction of the right foot against the left knee to stretch the outer left hip. Gazes over the left shoulder. And gently untwisting, bringing the knees into the chest. We'll rock gently from side to side. Moving from here into a shoulder stand, we will extend our legs forward. If you need to gain some momentum, you can sit all the way up. If we're taking the feet to the sky, it's our shoulder stand. Exploring the space if you'd like. Shifting the hips as is comfortable for you. If you'd like to let the feet fall over into plow, reaching for the floor, it's an option as well. And then as we descend to the ground, one vertebrae at a time, we'll move into final relaxation, allowing our feet to splay out on the floor, curling the shoulder blades underneath and taking the palms toward the ceiling. Using this last few minutes for prayer or meditation, I'd encourage you to close your eyes and again focus on your breathing. Allowing every exhale to sink you deeper into the mat.